Hello, and welcome to our senior capstone project presentation. We are Deck Designer. My name is Justin Zhu, and I've been primarily focused on the front end, working on UI and UX design.
Hello, my name is Lucas, and I was responsible for card image generation and card exporting.
Hi, my name is Zach Haight. I worked on the database and provided a API between the database and the rest of the project.
Hi, my name is Joshua Beatty, and I focused on the UI and a lot of the cloud infrastructure, along with some of the interfacing between the UI and our database.
Have you ever tried designing your own card game? Maybe you're a hobbyist, a game designer, or even an educator trying to make a custom learning activity. You probably opened up Photoshop, Word, or some clunky template, only to get frustrated by endless formatting, alignment issues, or lack of flexibility. Designing cards should be the fun part of making a game, not the part that slows you down. This is where our project comes in. We built a desktop application using the lightweight and secure Tori framework that makes it incredibly easy to design, visualize, and export custom card games. It can be used fully offline, allows for fast ideation and iteration, and gives users total creative control. Our target user is anyone designing a card-based game, whether it's a tabletop RPG, a classroom activity, or a professional prototype. Their goal is simple. They want to focus on creativity, building interesting mechanics, beautiful visuals, and engaging experiences without wrestling with formatting tools or duplicating assets by hand. Our app helps them do exactly that. They can define reusable templates, create fields like text, images, numbers, and colors, and instantly see those changes reflected across every card. Beyond this, our application offers a live drag and drop layout editor with real-time card previews, a smart synchronization system that links cards, categories, and layouts together for seamless updates, and several export options so you can print or share your cards when you're done. Whether you're building a commercial card game, a fun classroom activity, or a weekend passion project, our tool helps bring your ideas to life without the tech headaches. Now, let's show you how it actually works.
Let's create a new project, call this project tutorial, and then click the create button. You can see we start off with default category called main category. I'm going to delete this category and create another category that we will just name category. Now let's add two fields to this. We'll name the first one text, and it will be a text field. So now you can see we have our two fields here. Let's create some codes. Over here, we select the category we want them for. And we will set our first code to be called code 1. And we'll set it text to be the name of the code, code 1. Let's give it this color. And then click submit code. And the new code is created. You'll notice nothing's popping up because we need to create layouts for these codes. We click a code to create a layout for. Since these codes are in the same category, the layout will be the same for both of them. So let's delete this default element and create our own elements. So now if we go back to our codes, see we have both codes and their fields are set appropriately. And the static field is green for both, red for code 1, blue for code 2, and the text is set appropriately as well.
On this screen are all the cards in your project. These cards update live as you change the information about them. For more complicated text, you can open the text viewer. From here, you can make formatting adjustments using text commands. You can also upload your own custom symbols and add them using these text commands. On the card table, you can playtest your games. You can also change the background image to match your game.
Now, once you have your game in a state you're happy with, there's a few ways you can help get it out into the world. So one, you can go ahead and print it. So if we come over here, we can add all these cards to our printing. Maybe we want a few more copies of one card. Go ahead and preview what that'll look like. And then we can go ahead and just print it out, and that'll save it as a PDF directly on our system. Additionally, you can also head over to settings, and this gives you an export project. This will let you save it as a .deck designer file, which you could then send off to your friends, and they'd be able to import it as well. Here in the settings, you also have the settings for deleting project and other settings with the account. And let's go over the syncing and sharing. So real quick, I'll just go ahead and log in. And once I log in, I can head back to that project. And if I go back to settings, you can see I can generate a sharing code. Once I have the sharing code, I can copy this code and go ahead and send it off to any of my friends or anyone else with the application. And then they can go ahead and paste that code in on the main menu, and they can just import it just by entering that in that share code. Finally, we also have a help section. This goes over a bunch of questions that you might have about how some of the application works and can help you with a lot of the fine details for the application.
So that's a full walkthrough of our tool, from creating a game, designing layouts, adding cards, and exporting your work. We focused on keeping things simple, fast, and fun to use so designers can spend more time building great games and less time wrestling with software. Now, let's take a look at the technology stack and practices that we use to build it. From a technical standpoint, our app is built using a modern, performant, and secure stack that enables fast iteration and native desktop performance. At its core, the app is built using Tori, which lets us create lightweight, offline-first desktop applications using web technologies. Our front end is built with React, TypeScript, and the back end leverages Rust for native performance and safe file system access. Tori's small footprint and tight OS integration lets us deliver a highly responsive UI while maintaining strong security boundaries, no Node.js, and no internet access required. To support dynamic layouts and live rendering, we have built a custom layout engine and rendering pipeline using the HTML5 canvas. For styling and component consistency, we use Tailwind CSS and ShadCN UI. Our app supports image uploads, color pickers, and data-driven rendering, all of which are managed in real-time React states, with category-level schema syncing across all cards. For local persistence, we used a SQLite database embedded directly into the application. This lets us store projects, cards, categories, layouts, and all related data in a structured, efficient, and fully queryable format, all locally on the user's device. We pair that with Tori's file system API, which we use for handling project files, importing, managing images, and exporting final card assets. This gives us secure and fine-grained access to the file system without exposing unnecessary permissions. Because everything runs offline and stays on the disk, users maintain full control of their data, and no internet connection or external account is needed. Over the 16-week development cycle, we've completed over 150 tracked issues on our issue board and have more than 500 commits to our Git repository. We followed agile practices, working in week-long sprints, hosting regular stand-ups, and using version control with GitHub and GitLab. We implemented a full unit testing suite for utility functions and our full backend database. Throughout development, we talked to over a dozen target users, from complete beginners to hobbyists and game designers, to critique and validate our design decisions. Their feedback shaped features like real-time previews, category-based layouts, and the dedicated help section among a bunch of small UI UX changes and bug fixes. This project pushed us to combine multiple disciplines, front-end UI UX design, back-end logic, rendering performance, and real-world software design into a cohesive tool. We believe it is no longer just a prototype, it's a production-grade application ready to be used by creators anywhere. All right, that wraps up our project, a fully offline, Tori-powered desktop application designed to make card game creation faster, easier, and more enjoyable for game designers. We're proud of how this tool brings together intuitive design, powerful customization, and robust performance, all while keeping user data private and fully local. We want to thank our professors and the School of Computing for their guidance throughout this semester, as well as our peers for their support and encouragement. This project gave us a chance to apply what we've learned in software engineering, UI UX design, and systems development, and turn it into something that's real that others can enjoy and use. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed seeing what we've built.